So what makes me think that it'll be a long downturn? Well, let's put it this way in perspective. We think about back in '07, '6, '7, about that time frame when the banks all of a sudden woke up in the morning and the banks were collapsing and everything was going down around us, and Obama was just about to come into the office. Not the cause of the problem, but just coming into office. And I believe what was issued at the time was something in the range of $2 trillion. And the country went effing nuts, right? $2 trillion, how are we gonna pay that? Well, by the way, we've never paid the bill on that, right? But if the country went nuts over 2 trillion, what the hell are they gonna do at 10 trillion? If I lined up 10,000 people right now and asked them to write 10 trillion on a piece of paper, my bet is every single one of them would get it wrong without thinking, right? They don't know how many zeros there are in that. $10 trillion, I mean, like, is that a real number? That waters down money. It's like if you have one piece of toilet paper, it's super value. You have 10 trillion pieces, well, it ain't worth a shit, right? So, right? That's what $10 trillion will do to the economy. Add to that the fact that rates are artificially pinned down. Then we add to that the fact that money is now shipped out to individuals, escorted over to them, and they have no way of paying the bill. That credit card bill has to be paid. It's kind of like, say I have a daughter and she wants some shoes. And I'm working every day, just don't have the money to get the shoes. And she's, Daddy, get me the shoes, get me the shoes. And Daddy, just to appease daughter, goes out, puts out the credit card. Daughter's happy, got shoes. My daddy bought me some shoes. Daddy knows, no I didn't. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, one of them bought those shoes, but I owe them, right? So dad's still under duress, still under pressure. Dad's still gotta pay for shoes. Kid's happy. That's kind of like America today. America has all of the shoes, but America has to pay that bill. It could be likely America's kids. $10 trillion. Is that like really a number? Like, where do you get that kind of money? Where will it come from? How many years, even after recovery, would it take to pay that back? If 2 trillion was such a travesty, how on earth will we pay 10? So therein lies the problem. How do you come up with so much money? I think this same pandemic, they say inside of every problem is the solution, right? I think in this same pandemic, we could have had a leader that, like a kindergartner, ran from the problem, as was the case, or you could have had a leader who would have embraced the problem. And a leader who would have stood up and took some responsibility and say something like, maybe to their cronies, hey, you make ventilators, you make masks, you make sanitizer, you make. And until that end, we solve a couple of problems at the same time, several problems. One, you turn all the factories into production machines. The money we just sent out, two of the 3 tranches that we just sent out, we have no work done for, so we have no real product. We've still had to go to China, right? Whom we're having causing problems with, but we still have to go to China right now to get all of our PPP or our PPE or whatever the thing is. We have to get these things we have to import them. We could have instead caused production here in the United States by doing what's called forcing labor. Now we have all of these people laid off in so many segments and so many sectors of the society. If we forced the companies to make certain items, we would have forced labor. We could have done one other thing too that I don't think a CEO in the country would have thought of. In addition to forcing labor, because they would have thought of, okay, if we do force labor and we get people out to the workforce, we'll give them $5 an hour or whatever the minimum wage is, 15 or whatever the nominal number is. But that would have made so many people feel, well, awful, because you have so many business owners and so many people that are out of business that had pride and self-worth. If we'd have forced labor and forced an income level, say for example, no one goes to work in the country without making at least $50 an hour, then the government, the money they produced would have been valuable, because you take a company that's paying a worker $15, $20 an hour, the government then pays another $30 to it, making the minimum $50, then everybody has a sense of value and worth, and people would go to work all day for $500 a day. The government too would understand that about 20 to 25 of those dollars would come back in the form of taxation, so they would have been in a very good position. So now you would have people that feel good about their work, going to work every day, making the things that we need and making production. We then have GDP. Right now, we don't. Movie theaters are closed. Who's going to be the first one back to that thing, right? So we get creative and inventive, and we have drive-in theaters sort of pop up. But the movie theaters, I think those things are gone. By the way, movie makers can't make movies. The movie stars can't be stars. So look at all these areas of the economy that's impacted by this. And if you just draw the line out, you'll see how many years it'll take to recover. It's not going to be a bounce back. It's well, it's not going to be anything back. We're never going to go back to what was pre-March ever again.